Hi anime lovers. Welcome to A for Anime channel. In this video, we are going to talk about Solo Leveling anime. Episode 1 begins where 3 years ago, a fleet of warships surround a small island. They don't bother firing conventional weapons, the crew knows they would have no effect on the monsters on the island. Instead, it's a fight for the hunters to handle. Hunters from the Jeju Island raiding squad assemble to take down the red ants emerging from the forest. Men and women bearing swords, shields, daggers and magic bravely face off against gigantic ants, but the low-rank hunters are overwhelmed by the attacking monsters. All hope seems lost until a hooded man leaps into the fray. He heals one of the badly hurt hunters as his 2 allies take care of the remaining beasts. The 3 heroes are S-rank hunters Min Byung-gyu, Yoon-seok, and Baek Yoon-ho who step in to save them. During the fight, a giant white ant challenges Yoon-ho, who easily defeats it. Soon after, more white ants join the fray against Yoon-ho and Yoon-seok. Nearby, Choi Jong-in watches the forest battle from a city, launching a fiery assault on a group of advancing ants, then signals his team, Hunters Guild, to advance. 10 years earlier, gates linked to an alternate dimension suddenly opened around the world. Magic beasts poured through. At the same time, new magical abilities capable of taking on the monsters awakened in some humans. Those people became known as hunters. They're ranked according to the power they contain, from E rank, the lowest, to D, C, B, A and S rank, the highest. Their powers remain at the level they awakened, never growing any stronger. In a construction site, the infamously known weakest hunter, Sung Jin-Woo, arrives to join the other hunters in the raid that soon begins. Despite being the weakest, Jinwoo is not disliked, but seeing him called in for a job means that the raid will be an easygoing one. The other hunters greet him amiably. Sung greets Lee Joohee, a healer he's worked with before. She's dismayed to see his injuries from a previous job and reminds him to be careful. He sits down and chats for a brief moment with her, regardless of the risks of continuing to work as a hunter due to his lack of hunter abilities. He's not bothered being called the weakest and tells her he's used to it. Song Chiyul, the team leader, soon gathers the rest of the team together as he introduces himself before entering the gate of the dungeon. As the raid gets underway, Sung checks that he has his weapon. It's a low-power knife, but it's all he could afford. Gaining confidence, Sung Jinwoo is the last to enter the portal. Elsewhere, the Korean Hunters Association chairman, Go Gun-hee, discusses the finer points of dungeon raids with his assistant, Woo Jin-chul. Go tells him that the resources found inside essence stones collected by defeating magical beasts are in high demand by the current administration. As such, hunters can make a living by selling them. Essence stones can be used to make weapons and gear, and the government is researching ways to use them as sources of clean, safe energy. Back in the dungeon, Jinwoo is overjoyed when he finds his very first essence stone. But his happiness is short-lived as a magical beast attacks him. He is seen struggling against a goblin wielding a machete. He attempts to stab the goblin, only to his shock, it shatters, before getting stabbed back in the stomach. Succumbing from his injury on the floor, Park Ji-sul, a team member, takes out the goblin along with Joohee healing him from his stab. The raid team defeats the dungeon boss, a werewolf, and celebrates as they loot, while Jinwoo watches from a distance, recovering from his wounds. Joohee, concerned, yells out her worries to him as she heals him. Then, Jeongo discovers a cave entrance to a rare double dungeon and shares the news. The team decides to vote on whether to explore it for more loot. Jinwoo holds the deciding vote on whether to enter the cave, while Joohee votes against it. Jinwoo is the sole earner for his family. His dad is missing, his mother is in the hospital, and he's helping pay for his sister's college education. He needs the money, so he votes to go into the depths of the dungeon. Now in the building of the Hunters Guild, Yoo Jin-ho is seen entering a room upon standing in front of a machine. Meanwhile in a city, two purse snatcher on a motorcycle attempt to flee after stealing a woman's bag. A striking young woman leaps into the air and effortlessly retrieves the purse and takes out the thief in one graceful move. Bystanders recognize her as the S-rank hunter Cha Hae-in, who then gives the bag back to its owner. Her actions draw the attention of nearby citizens, prompting them to gather around her. Uncomfortable with the attention, Cha flees using her agility, leaping onto nearby buildings. Back to Jinwoo and his team, as they trek through the cave for 40 minutes. Jinwoo apologizes to Joohee for his decisive vote to enter the cave, which led to their current predicament. Joohee, visibly frustrated, admonishes Jinwoo for repeatedly endangering himself, recalling the difficulty of healing his wounds last time. Overcome with guilt, Jinwoo feels remorse for burdening Joohee with his injuries. Sensing Jinwoo's sadness, Joohee reassures him, suggesting that he should treat her sometime to thank her for her unwavering support. Eventually, they reach the end of the tunnel and encounter a massive door. They decide to open it and venture into the unknown room beyond. Meanwhile, Chairman Go Gun-hee addresses the newly awakened individuals, warning them about the dangers of becoming hunters. Gun-hee emphasizes that even experienced hunters must remain vigilant. He advises them to always stay cautious and never grow arrogant or careless. He offers a simple but important piece of advice which would serve them above all else: please, be afraid, as it is crucial for survival. As Jinwoo and his team entered, the giant room inside began to light up with blue flames. Expecting to face magic beasts and rare loot, the team is confused as to what the place appears to be with all of the ancient statues and instructions. Joohee notifies Jinwoo that she just caught the biggest statue in this room staring at them, with him assuring that she must be seeing things. Out of the blue, the door loudly shuts itself, making one of the team members to leave in a hurry as he tries to push the door. But to their horror, one of the statues guarding the entrance brutally slaughters him with its weapon before getting back to its position. Horrified to witness the statue coming to life, the team members are left speechless, leading Jinwoo to turn around and stare at the biggest of all statues that Joohee warned him about. Sung thinks about all the other close calls he's had in dungeons, from sustaining horrible wounds to nearly starving to death. After surviving for this long, Jinwoo knew right away what would happen next. Suddenly, the gaze of the giant statue shifted towards him. Reacting just in time, Jinwoo screamed for his comrades to duck as the statue's eye began to unleash an attack. A destructive light beam launches at the hunters, incinerating a few of them to ashes. Opening their eyes, the hunters' horror only further increased. Jinwoo saves Joohee's life, but quickly realizes that they are in grave danger. And the episode ends. Honestly, I was so impressed with the episode. I liked it. If you enjoyed it, please thumbs up, subscribe if you haven't already, and comment down below what you thought about the episode. Let me know, and I'll see you guys on the next video. Peace.